Well, good morning. We are continuing to progress on the root cellar. I want to talk about a few things that I didn't talk about in previous videos, just to make sure that if you're planning on building one of these, you'll take this into account. So this morning we've got our steel door here, just laying it up here on the sidewalk, and down here on the bottom you can see there's, on each side of the frame, there's a spot to go ahead and drill in. I saw that yesterday, so before I started doing too much corner work here around the door, I decided, well, we better stop. And you can see I already marked the holes and already drilled them. Then we've got a couple concrete screws that we're going to go ahead and stick in on that side, and then over here we've already marked this side and drilled it, and we're going to stick those concrete screws in. Then that's going to allow me to go ahead and finish off this corner, which is what I really want to do, is finish off that front face corner. Then we can continue on. And what you'll see for the interior walls, when we're actually tying in from the outside wall to the inside, which is going to be our thermal break for the building, we've actually went ahead and put some brick ties in there, because otherwise I'm not actually tying these bricks into this exterior wall. It's just going to be kind of a free floating wall. So we will have a main header that goes across the top that will actually tie, both sides of this wall together, which will then ultimately be where we put the next door frame. But don't have a good way to tie it to the exterior wall, because we don't want to mess up that piece. So we went ahead and got these brick ties that we're tying into that. And then the final piece that we did some of yesterday, this actual ladder. So this is a ladder that you put in there, and this ladder actually is what you need once you get above 3 brick highs. It's called I think it's called a ladder tie. So this actually is needed, and you can see over here, I've actually got part of this ladder is actually running over into this side, and then in this joint here, because we're already above 3, this is the 4th block high, we've already tied a ladder piece all the way down. So that's the progress we've made. I've actually only worked on this for 2 days, trying to get ready for fall gardening and a few other pieces. But for the last, for 2 days, first day we put in around 80 blocks. I think yesterday we put in about 55. So we're going at it, 100-degree weather, enjoying the time with my son, and overall it's looking pretty level. Had a few concerns as far as how to make sure everything's level, but so far it's been going together pretty well. Definitely not at the speed I'm sure which a brick mason could do, but we're taking it slow and using the tools that we've got available to us to make sure that we are going in a straight manner. And you can see overall I'm feeling pretty comfortable about where we're at. If you look down the wall, that's probably not the best picture from an angle standpoint, but if you can look down the wall, you can see that, we're looking pretty straight, feeling good about where we're at. I don't know if this will show up at all on the outside. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. As far as where we're actually at. Don't want to just keep talking for the sake of talking, so we'll get into this project, show you how the door frame's going to come together. Thanks for watching. Okay, so you can see we've got 2 anchors down there on both sides, and there's actually a small washer all the way down in there, which is acting as our shim. So that way we get level. Next part of what we're going to do is, since we've got the door frame in and we know that it's nice and square because we purposely kept the door in for that, I'm going to go ahead and take the door out, and then then all I'm going to do after that is just put a couple braces up from outside the hole, so then that way it allows us to work with the door frame a little bit more secured. So we'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, so you can see we've got the door frame set and in place, and one thing I noticed just by picking up this door, it was a comment that we had on our actual on the actual website on video 4 was talking about this metal door potentially on theirs. How it seems to, not only the door, but just where they're at here in the Ozarks, it seems to be hard to keep it cool. Well, just touching this metal door after it's sitting out here in the sun for the first couple hours of the day, and yes, it is going to be 100 degrees today and there's not a cloud in the sky, but when I touched that door without gloves on, boy, it got hot. So I'm going to make sure I paint this a nice white color, and it's not fully insulated, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and fill it full of foam because it's a really heavy door, but I'm going to go ahead and get that spray foam, drill several holes in it, and just actually fill the cavity up once I get it set in place. The other piece I just want to talk about is, so this door frame here, if you look at it straight on, you can see that it is just a little bit narrower than what the block is. So on this particular door frame, I'm planning on mounting it like we did, and the block's going to come up right next to it like it is on this one. So some people were talking about a door frame that actually slips around the block. That's fine. I mean, if you have to go out and purchase a brand new one, by all means do that. This is something I didn't purchase brand new, something I purchased off of Craigslist, and I'm able to make it work. So the only thing I'm going to do to help anchor it as we go along, as the blocks come up, you know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drill a couple holes in the side here, straight through the block, and I'm going to put some toggle bolts in there. So those toggle bolts will go ahead in there, and then if I ever have to replace this door frame or anything like that, I'll be able to. And I thought about, do I want to fill the door frame with concrete or do I want to fill it with expansion foam? And I've decided I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with expansion foam and then just put a nice bead of caulk down it when it's all said and done, because that gives me the option if anything ever happens or rusts out the door frame, you know, just anything that could potentially happen with the door frame over the years, I've got the option to replace it versus not replacing it. So that's pretty much our update for the day. We'll try to take a picture here when we're done towards the end, but I think we're going to hopefully get another 50-60 blocks laid today and hopefully come up another couple courses, and then after that we'll have to add on to the rebar so that way we can go a little bit higher. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate your questions and tips. Shalom. Okay, we just finished up for the day. On the front wall here, we've got 5 sets of block. Actually, on the corners, we've got 5 sets ready to go ahead and start for tomorrow. 4 sets everywhere else. You can see down here, we've got our first of our half walls. It's already up to 4 blocks. And then over here, we've got just a partial, trying to keep that open for when the mixer goes in and out. Got it all cleaned up for the day. And we used up all the blocks. So far, we have gone through 900 pounds of mortar. Just amazing. I'm not sure if that's average based on how much we're doing, but we've also gone through, I think, close to 200 blocks. So I think it's so that's kind of where we're sitting at right now. So we're about 35% done with the whole thing. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and right down in here, I'm going to drill a hole or two to shore up that frame on both sides and just put a carriage bolt in there so that way that will be removable at a later date. And you can hear the girls, they're playing in the background. So excitement here on the homestead. Thanks for being with us. Hope you're enjoying these videos as much as we are doing them. Thanks again for watching. Shalom.